All right, welcome to another episode of Road Toad Garage. Me and the co-builder will be trying to slide the chassis underneath the Monte Coe Mino, and which will give me some ideas exactly where we're at. You notice the front end has just been cut off the frame rails. The frame rails are still connected to the body. Once we get the chassis underneath it, we'll do some adjusting, and it'll give me good points of reference to know exactly where it's going to go down onto the chassis. And then we'll do it a little bit at a time. So I'm going to fire the tractor up and we'll try to slowly get her underneath it. And we'll go from there. Do you want to try moving the torch to the other side over here?
Gotta go somewhere.
Okay.
Whether it goes in there or...
Here, get this stupid thing out of the pool shed.
Okay. I think...
I got the chain set up in here in the back. What I want to do is lift this up with the boom, and that'll give me better control to try to wiggle it under.
We need a sledgehammer or something to put the tire if it needs to turn?
No, I'm going to try to adjust it as much as we can under.
Pivoting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I don't go real high with it, the wheels should stay where they're at. They won't want to automatically caster. Off the ground. Really close. Yeah. Come look at it.
This side, when you came forward, it nudged on the corner of the bumper.
Oh, it tapped the bumper. I gotcha. Well, I can try to back up and make another run at it.
Just slight. I mean, like I said, you only have.
Well, we knew the legs would be fairly close, so okay. And it's front-wise. I don't know if we're that far off, really.
Oh, it's got to come through.
Well, you got to imagine the front grill nose will be right here.
Yeah. So.
And I was picturing these probably being right here. This bend in the frame,
Yeah.
being right over this, well, about where this frame mount is actually. So we're not too. So this position or this location is not necessarily bad as far as forward and back.
Okay.
But I will take another run so we can maybe slide it.
Yeah, it needs to
Get a little more centered. Yeah. I could tell body-wise in the back anyway we're off quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
I was just trying to
we can
center between the.
I can tweak. Yeah, the front the front is more critical at the moment than the rear. But yeah, no, it's not too bad on the sawhorses.
Better.
Yeah, my power steering right now sucks.
Oh,
Yep, that's part of my problem. The steering is like 90% non-existent. If I can get the power steering come around, which I think I just add some to it, it'll probably be all right. I'd like to get the rear closer to lined up, and that would bring it center too.
Pick the rear up and swing it over? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to pick it up and swing it over.
What is this leak you got over here, babe?
Where?
Over here, it's soaking wet.
On the power steering? I don't know. Probably why it's low.
This side over here is soaking wet.
Oh, yellow blue wants some attention. Looks like it might be coming out of that fitting there. I don't know. I'll have to try checking it. At the moment, let's do what we're going to do and go from there. What do you think? What's it look like front back now, babe? Okay. Yeah, that probably didn't help it any here. You're right. Hello, hello, plug dog. So,
She ain't gonna leave you alone until you give her a treat.
well, it's not treat time yet. So that's closer. Certainly closer. Looks good. I think. Got to get that heater box out of there. All right. It's looking pretty good. Well, we made sure we had plenty of room with the sawhorses with the old girl. I think possibly a small set of jack stands in the back. We'll put pads on it, lift up the back, and then I think we can get her closer. We'll do some measurements now. I'll grab my tape. $69 and a half. We were to say 30, roughly 35, almost 3 foot is center. Of course, the original van engine mounts were off-centered. They did that to try to give the, especially when it had V8s in it. This had a 351 Windsor, the 5.8 liter in it, and they moved them to one side to give the driver more pedal area for gas, brake, and comfort. When the passenger use, of course, had a thinner slot. We will see what we can do to counter that a little bit with the new motor. But the new motor won't be up front anyway. It's going to be back farther. We can go And that body seam, this body seam, $56. So 50 25 plus, so about where that ground belt is center.
That says it reached max tile size.
Oh yeah?
Like it's
Yeah, I think it says that when it reaches the every 10-minute mark. So, because I think those body beads are the same position on both sides, looks like. So I don't think we're too far off. Need a piece of soapstone. Yeah, pretty darn close. I'm going to call that center for the moment. And then, almost 16 and a half. Let's go be basically 35. Be center. So that's closer now. 35. About 3 inches off. But that's landing about where I thought it would. I thought we would be, these would be somewhere right around here. Which is really a portion of the unibody on these vans. All that wheel wells and stuff were incorporated with the post and gave the unibody its part of its strength, which we want to give back to it, or not take away from. So I see some things that could come out right now. This kickboard here could come out on both sides. And when we do the frame, pockets, and mounts, we reincorporate that into this more or less subframe. But we got to get it closer. So it'll be a series of up and downs. going up and going down. And keeping her centered, somewhat centered. Not really concerned about the engine to be in the one side or another, and that's not that big of an issue. If you can only view it from the sides, very few people would notice there was a difference anyway. And the frame will pocket the motor somewhat, but it won't pocket all of it. The rest of the motor will be below the cab. Haven't decided which motor yet. I think it's all going to depend on when we break down the 350 how it looks inside, or I got 3 460 Fords with C6s on them too, so that would be more than enough to power this rig. And I do know it has 411 gears at the moment. 410 or 411, I can't remember. So that should give you, I know you got some side shots of it, so that kind of gives you an idea where we're going. It won't be maximum, won't be that tall, but it's going to be up there. With the dual rims and stuff, the dually rear end, I'm a little more not as concerned with the height as if I tried to stay four-wheel. Sometimes you can get too top heavy with a too narrow and too heavy of a rig. I think this way is going to make it a nice stable tow rig, or maybe a camper rig, or whatever you want to do with it. Anyway, next video I'll have a better game plan of how we're going to go down and where we're going to go down. I think like I said, I'll probably have these kick panels out, nothing but the wheel wells left, and then we'll drop the front. I'll put some jack stands in the back, and then it'll help me dial that in. Also, we'll be able to figure out what we're going to do in the trunk lid area and bringing the bed into play, which is a C6 or C10 full-size bed with a, we'll end up having like a Monte Coe Mino or El Camino type tailgate arm, 69-ish. So that's where we're going. Again, from Road Toad Garage, have a good night. Remember, don't do what I do. You do you, and have a good time. Get out there, get something done. As we were just filming probably for 30, 40 minutes there, we got a better picture of where we're going with this. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, whatever the hell you want to do. And toad out. God bless.